the wedge that became between Cam and Jim is Jim's success. When Jim started becoming successful as an artist, the animosity started building up in Cam.
Because it wasn't supposed to go like that according to Cam's story.
No. Cam always looked at him as being the star, Jim being capo. To grow as an artist. And as he started to grow as an artist, he started moving from standing behind Cam to he started standing next to Cam. And then it got to a point where he stood in front of Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam was looking him over his shoulder like, yo, nigga, what you doing? And shit. And then that built the animosity. And by the time Ballin' hit, Cam had a gang of animosity and internal hatred. And I know because I seen it, I was there. I was at Jim album release party when everybody was over there with Jim and Cam is standing over here with like 3 or 4 people just looking on and couldn't believe that Jim is the guy. And that always stood with me. Me and Cam almost had a fight because I was listening to Jim's mixtape one time, the one with the Certified Gangster on it. And me and Hell Rel, and I'm like, yo, this nigga Jim is hot. And Cam said something like getting mad because I was giving Jim props. And me and him started getting into it, going back and forth and stuff. And then his man had to jump in and defend him. Cause then I started feeling a little way about Cam. I felt like he was a fucking hater. Jim and Cam were partners, so to speak, but Jim took the role of being the underboss, the muscle, to make sure that Cam could function and move around and not have a bad reputation or be getting robbed and all this other stuff. Supposed to be happy for Jim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was happy for Juelz, but he wasn't happy for Jim
But
like he was for Juelz.
Juelz didn't even really,
No, Juelz was on fire, nigga.
Did he hit Jim Jones' impact level?
Who, Juelz?
Juelz always felt a little bit like...
Nah, Juelz was fucking on fire for a minute. Like, Juelz is what made Cam hot.
He was on fire on the street level.
Nigga, you bugging. You're just a little younger, brother.
No, Jim Summer in Miami with Trey.
Yeah, what
Juelz don't got nothing like that.
Santana's town?
Talking about how's that joint go?
Dipset, Juelz. Juelz, dip. Santana set. What we rip, nigga text.
I gotta maybe brush myself up.
Dipset. What? You know how big that was?
But as far as cultural, to me, okay, let me say this. Juelz artist, maybe music for music with Jim Jones, but I think Jim Jones, his impact, his aura is over Juelz Santana. Because the persona.
I'm not going to even compare them niggas. I'm not going to
I don't want to do that, but
I'm not going to compare Jim
I'm
to
just
Juelz.
saying what
I'm telling you, Juelz and Jim is parallel,
okay.
and they hits and impact and Dipset. Even Dipset Anthem. That's Juelz, nigga.
All right, I could be wrong, but I'm talking about in terms of brand for brand. But the reason why I brought it up.
Welcome to New York is Juelz, bro.